Good afternoon, everyone. If you're joining us, kindly just again say hi. It's been about 2 weeks since we did this, so yeah, karibuni sana. So Lucy will give it about 5, 6 minutes, then we
Mm-hmm.
start.
Yeah.
So there are different streams, different people sharing all over. So, but yeah, we'll give them.
Correct.
Yeah. But mental health is we hardly talked about mental health until the other day. What
Mm.
was the issue?
Well, you see, we had been living on the edge,
Hmm.
slightly on the edge, and
Yeah.
we've been pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. Now there's no more pushing. People have
Yeah.
reached the end. Now, and yeah, this
Yeah.
pushing is too much. So
Yeah.
everyone is irritable.
Yeah.
Everyone has anger outbursts. Everyone is
Yeah.
tired. Everyone
Yeah.
is angry about something.
Wow.
Nothing seems, there's nothing usual. There's no
Yeah.
normal anymore. No
Ah,
more
I
going. You
can
see,
imagine.
before there was that sanity of Sunday, we go to church, we go sing,
Exactly.
dance, pray. Even if you don't believe in God, you just do something and then go. But
Yeah.
now there's
Easter. Yeah.
yeah,
Welcome,
uh,
guys.
it's
Karibuni
it's
sana.
crazy.
I know. Please just tell us where you're from, where you're watching from. Again, my name is Ivy Siovata from the Incubator Nest Hub. I'm really joined by Lucy Kimeu. Fantastic discussion we are having. I mean, this is a discussion of ways to manage your mental health as an entrepreneur. And I thought, the reason why I thought about this topic is because, I mean, we've had issues in the country. We've had COVID. At some point, I think you realized for the Incubator Nest Hub, for 2 weeks, we never came online. We were just burnt out. And I kept on thinking this is must be a very common issue with many entrepreneurs, with many people, not even entrepreneurs, even in your workplaces. And I just started wondering, what can you do in terms of mental health? How do you manage your mind? How do you manage this season? How do you keep your mind sane? And I think Lucy is gonna be the perfect person to start us off this discussion and see in April, really, how do we deal with that? We've been talking about mindset, we've been talking about how to deal with your business, how to run your business, how to put this. But circumstances are there right now. We have COVID, we have lockdowns, we have people losing jobs, we have people, everything just happening at once, you know. And so for me, I thought this is a discussion the Incubator Nest Hub wants to really have, so that we can see what can we do. How do you identify you have issues? Because mental issues, sometimes when you think about mental issues, you're thinking about maybe you going haywire. But no, we go haywire in different ways, you know and
Mm.
it's okay to do that. And I think Lucy will just try and help us really understand what is really mental health, and what is going on. Please share, just chat on your chat box, tell us where you're from. It will be wonderful for me to know where you're from. We have Joyce, karibu sana Joyce. We have also Roslyn. Thank you so much always for attending. We really, really appreciate you. Kindly share this stream. Oh God, stream it to your books, stream it to your pages, your Facebook pages. Share it to everyone, because this is a discussion. Ask as many questions as you can. Lucy is here with us. We'll be starting in 2 minutes as we go on, but kindly share. But if you have any question, kindly also share with us. So what's happening with the Incubator Nest Hub since? I mean, we've been lockdown, just helped us again to restructure again. I think in this season, we've realized in business, you have to keep on looking at every other angle all the time. Once you arrange things, anything can happen. Rains can happen, lockdowns can happen. Vaccines can come in, and suddenly you have to change everything. And I think for me, this discussion is just at the point where I need it, is even as an organization, because we need to understand really what do we need to do with all these things that are happening. So Lucy, karibu sana.
Asante sana. Thank you for having
Yeah,
me this afternoon.
you're welcome, Lucy. Please tell us, who is Lucy? What does she do?
Wow. So my name is Lucy, like you've heard. I am a clinical psychologist. I've been practicing for the last 11 years.
Wow.
Uh, what I do is there's counseling, there's a lot of assessments, there's also a lot of training, because now when the more you become experienced in practice, you get to have
Yeah.
interns. So we
Yeah.
train them as well. We also have corporate trainings. I do
Yeah.
trainings. There's young youth mentorship.
Mhm.
There's a lot of advocacy,
Mhm.
creating awareness on mental health. Because if we
Yeah.
look at the country today,
Yeah.
if we looked at it 5 years ago and today,
Yeah.
people understand more of mental health, which is a
Yeah.
result of us having a lot of awareness programs. So I do a lot of awareness. I do a
Yeah.
lot of youth camps. I do a lot of webinars just talking about mental health,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
mental health for me is what drives me every morning. When I wake up and I meet someone who says, I need help and I don't know where to begin,
Mhm.
when we go through the process of healing and self discovery and self awareness, and
Mhm.
then they reach the point where they're like, Allah, I feel much better. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I've bounced back. I'm going to work. I'm feeding well. I'm exercising.
Yeah.
That's it for me, by the way. That's
Yeah.
it. And I have so
Yeah.
much passion for mental health.
Yeah.
It's just what glows. When you talk about something and just glow, and I can go on and go on and
Yeah.
go on.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
mental health for me. Mental health is just it.
Amazing.
Yes. Yes.
Amazing, Lucy. And I
Yeah.
think, your discussion we are really timely right now because mental
Mm.
health, people never used to talk about mental health. I don't even
Yes.
remember for many years, for, us talking, there are issues with our mind or we are stressed,
Mm.
always of stress or burnout. We
Mm.
never even knew it was burnout. You just wake up and you're sick. I saw someone who had posted
Yes.
something last week where they had been sick. They went to hospital and all the checkups, there was nothing. So it was literally burnout. But what is really mental health? How do you break it down for us to understand in layman's language what really is mental health?
Mental health is in different components. So
Mm,
it's summed up together. Mental health is a psychological part. Psychological in terms of your thoughts and your feelings. Are you okay? Are you
mm,
stable? And then there's a social aspect, and there's a spiritual aspect. There's a
mm,
physical aspect. Because there's no mental health, there's no health without mental health. They all go
mm,
together. So mental health is psychological, social, spiritual, it's all put together, because if one aspect is not stable, then you will not be healthy. So mental health is where your cognitive, your behavioral, and your feelings are all healthy and are all in check. They're all balanced. Because
mm,
if your thoughts are not stable and you're feeling sad, you're feeling angry, then clearly psychologically you're not healthy. So that's what
mm.
mental health is. Your feelings, your thoughts, and your behavior, because they all work together.
Yeah,
Yes. Mm.
interesting. I've never had it like that. How then do you describe the fact that maybe I'm not feeling well in terms of my business or my family is not doing well? Because we see that a lot with entrepreneurs or even workplaces where we
Mhm.
have, if the front of, family is not doing well, everything else is not working. How do you identify what is not working? Because I mean, even for women, we realize that everything just affects everything. How do you
Mm.
identify what is what? What's part of your health is not good.
Well, that's a very good question. You
Yeah.
see, now in health, you see, as human beings, we normally push and push and push until there's no more pushing. You've reached the wall, the end. So, how do you know there's a problem? First things first, irritability. You notice people
Mm,
are getting angry over small things. Like, for instance, in the family, yeah? You come and find your children, the house is a mess.
mm,
Normal children, the house will be a mess.
yeah.
But you blow it out of proportion. What is wrong with you people? You do not come from work. And you're like, okay, 1 minute. 1 second. See, we take it a bit slow. Then there's
Yeah.
anger outbursts. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also that sense of fatigue. You're just constantly tired. When you sleep, it's like you've put a sack of potatoes somewhere. You've just put the body, but when you wake up with the fatigue. Physically, mentally, you're just exhausted all
Mm,
the time. When you wake up, you're exhausted. During the day, you're exhausted. At night, it's just you're just sleeping and not getting enough rest. So that is what we need to understand. You can sleep and not rest. All right.
mm,
And the other thing is eating poorly. When we are stressed, for instance, as ladies, we eat a lot of junk, me included.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Me, I eat junk. That's when I know, 1 minute. Wait, why am I eating like this? That self-check. So there's the importance of knowing self-awareness, knowing yourself. What are my stress triggers and what are my stress reactions? So for
Mm.
me, my stress reactions is I eat way everything wrong. Of course, I don't eat salad, balanced
Mm.
diet. No, I eat chocolate,
Mm.
I eat ice cream. For some reason, creamy in, we're very good friends at that point. Eat ice cream, I eat chocolate, I eat chips. I'm just eating unhealthy. Okay. Then she learned to eat ice cream. So, sorry for that. So at that point is when I realize, hiya, there's a problem. Yeah. And then also, it's like I just sit and I can't think anymore. I just
Mm.
sit. And something else also is impatience. You're on the edge, very edgy, restless, agitated. That's when you know where I need to check myself. That is why we're
Mm.
having this awareness platforms for people to understand what are my stress reactions. How do I react to stress?
Mm.
And the
Mm.
moment you get to learn that, you become now aware of yourself. That's where self awareness comes in. Because
Mm.
lack of understanding, you wouldn't know. So, what are
Mm.
those things that we need to look at when you're feeling there's not something, I'm not okay?
Mm.
Is first of all, are you eating well? Are you eating right
Mm.
food? Because that's a time now for ladies, we eat junk. For men, they eat more alcohol.
Mhm.
Yeah, they do more nyama choma. They
Mm.
do, everything wrong. Then
Mm.
also irritability, getting angry so quickly.
Mm.
Something small can remove one from 1 to 200 in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Anger outbursts, yeah,
Mhm.
lack of sleep, insomnia or hyposomnia. You just want to
Mm.
stay in bed. The thought of waking up, ay, apana. All right.
Mm.
Then there's a lack of sleep. You just don't want to sleep at all. And
Mm.
something else is also loss of interest in activities and things one used to enjoy. You'd
Mm.
find maybe you'd love going to the garden or
Mm.
taking a walk or meeting your
Mm.
friends. It's
Mm.
just too much work because
Mm.
there's lack of energy, which was a result of the fatigue. So
Yeah.
it's just continuous. It just keeps trickling down until to a point where now it all happens within a period of 2 weeks. When it
Mhm.
becomes now, it's been happening for 2 weeks continuously,
Mhm.
that is where now we say you see a therapist, a clinical psychologist, a psychiatrist, a medical officer, and they diagnose you with depression. If
Mm.
all those are not handled well, also with sadness, then this is where we have a lot of suicidal thoughts and a
Mm.
lot of people dying by suicide, which is really the case. If you look at the TV of late,
Yeah.
that's what's happening, and
Yeah.
it's sad. Mm.
Wow, Lucy, that is deep. That is deep.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you look at it right now with COVID going
Mm.
on, people have lost jobs, people have lost businesses, income streams. People are moving from where they are, and things are just not going right. And you say that we
Mm.
first identify what are the symptoms, the triggers that are there. Now, my
Yes.
question is, if I realize that I'm sleeping a lot, I'm eating a lot, then what do I do? You talk about clinical psychologists. We don't know those people. Sometimes, you can think, even when you
Yes.
told me you're a clinical psychologist, I kept on thinking, okay, so what will I go and do and say?
Mm.
So
Mm.
what happens if I realize I have those triggers? What is
Yes.
next for me? Yeah.
You see, the moment you realize you're feeling that way, uh, you can walk into a hospital, Nairobi, Karen, Mpisha, Mata, and first be seen by the doctor, the MO. Of course, now you will say what you're feeling. I'm feeling sad. Of course, they won't come out the way I'm saying, but the doctor will be able to pick the symptoms. Thereafter, depending on the severity of the symptoms, they will now refer you to a psychiatrist or put you on medications first, then refer you to a psychiatrist, depending on the severity.
Mm.
Now, in most hospitals, once they refer you to the psychiatrist, you're put on medication working from home. You're put
Yes.
on medication, and then you start counseling. Now, counseling, we have clinical psychologists and counseling psychologists. The clinical can actually take in the history of the patient, do the assessments which are necessary done, which is very important, then come out with a treatment plan, which is for the patient. Then thereafter, they go through counseling. Now, the counseling psychologist is able to do the assessments as well, but not as deeply as a clinical psychologist. That's the difference. Then once you're put on medication, depending on what it is you're ailing from, you go through counseling. Counseling is a process of dealing with the underlying causes, because we are always dealing with, let me say it in Swahili, apa juju, just here on top, just where the eyes can see. And we're not dealing with the underground issues that are on the table, which are the triggers of all these symptoms. I'll give an example. In our homes, when we are having taps leaking, the first day you'll come and wonder, hey, but why is there so much water around the sink? So you say, maybe the child didn't close the sink. So you
Yeah.
close the tap, take a duster, mop, and go on with your business. 2 hours later, hey, but what is going on? Of course, the child now will get a few slaps here, there. But now, later, you'll be like, okay, 1 minute. This sink now is becoming a problem. Then you call the plumber, he comes and tells you, okay, I guess there's a nut somewhere which needs to be replaced. Now, that tap is us, the human beings. And that plumber is the counseling psychologist who comes and checks the bolts and the pipes, what is not working, where are these clogs happening, by working on underlying causes. And with the current COVID pandemic, people have lost jobs. People have no financial balance, stability anymore. There's a lot of gender-based violence. People are fighting right, left, center. Children are at home for too long. People were never used to having children home for 9 months. Leave
Yeah.
alone, but just home for 3 weeks. Kidogo, 1 week you gone up country. 1 week you're here. Next week sheep go to school. But now children are home for 7 weeks, 8 weeks, 9 weeks. So this is something not. This is something new. We were not used to it. So there's that adjustment. And if we keep, you see, as Kenyans, we keep dwelling on the problem and we don't quickly look for a solution. That is where resilience comes in. Yeah. You need to be able to bounce back quickly, from what is really happening. So with all these issues, a counseling psychologist walks with you, through this process, because it's not easy. For even us counselors, these are psychologists, go through counseling, because you have to debrief when you have seen your clients for a duration of time, because you can equally have burnout. It's there.
Yeah.
So a counseling psychologist works with you. And as you go through counseling, you'll find it's a process of self-awareness and healing. You're like, 1 minute, what? Hey, come, I can deal with this issue like this. Then you become more self-aware of yourself, more resilient, and more mentally strong and healthy.
Now,
Yes.
Lucy, interesting. This is very interesting. I mean, I'll tell you an example of myself. I mean, from January to March, I've been working, 24 hours. I reached a
Yes.
point in March, I said, you know what, I was tired, literally tired. And I said to the team, you know what, we need to rest, literally. You can't travel, you can't do anything. Corona is all over. So you're very careful. You can, it's not like, long time. When you travel, you can go away for a few days.
Yes.
It's not the same. But so I
Yes.
had to get back and, rest and kind of think, because I was not thinking very correctly. Now, what can we do before we get to the psychologist? Before we get to what are some of the things we need to do? For me, I realized that 2 weeks of resting, literally, some of the things I have to let go and work on some other things work for me. What can we do before we get to that point?
That's a very good question. What we can do is take time out. We were
Yeah,
used to believing for me to go rest, I need to go to Mombasa, to Nakuru.
absolutely.
You know, COVID has restructured everything. So
Yes.
what can you do? You can actually, what works for me, I switch off my phone, I switch off the TV, and I just sit. what we call mindfulness. I just go
Yeah.
sit outside and enjoy the sun, first of all, and just look outside the trees, the fresh air, the birds. Because I live in Langata, so monkeys are
Yeah.
everywhere. So you're like, yeah, look at these monkeys. That gives me time out from what is really ailing my head or what of what I'm going through. So
Yes.
time out, take a breather, sit, do
Yeah.
nothing for 15 minutes. I mean,
Yeah.
nothing will change in 15 minutes for so long. Just
Yeah.
15 minutes. Just stay away from the phone, stay away from gadgets, just sit. Yeah. Something else,
Amazing.
spend time with your family members. This is a time when now you need to learn each
Mm.
other.
Mm.
Learn each other. Just talk. Have stories of when you were kids. Pick a story. Then something else. We have gadgets. You can do video calls to your friends. We can't meet anymore. Last weekend, I had a video call with my best friends. We were used to meeting every month. COVID came, we got confused. We were like, okay, 1 minute. We tried. We were like, no, you guys, no, we don't want to die. So we do video calls. So if you're having lunch, you go cook your own food. If it's me, I'm Kamba. So I love Githeri, my friends. So my Githeri is here and my kasoda. That's now we're in chicken in, but with my Githeri. Yeah?
Yeah.
So we eat lunch as we are video calling and we pick 2 hours and we laugh and and it's as much as it's not that physical way we're used to each other, it's still we're keeping in touch with one another. Something
Mm.
else is people need to learn to rest. There's a difference
Mm.
of sleeping and resting. You need
Mm.
to rest.
Mm.
If you want to rest well at night, first things first, you need to take your meals 1 hour prior before bedtime, because if you just eat and go to bed, you're uncomfortable. The body is just
Mm.
too much. You just need to rest. And if you want to take something hot, don't take hot tea because it's a stimulant, or coffee. Take hot chocolate. It's very soothing, very nice. Hot water with lemon. I mean, COVID, take a lot of lemon, you know.
Mm.
Stay away from gadgets 30 minutes before you go to bed. If you want to shower
Mm.
90 minutes before going to bed. And also, something else is look at your thoughts. What kind of thoughts do I have? Which is
Mm.
something we all need to learn. What kind of thoughts do I have? I'll give an
Yeah.
example. Uh, Before, we used to do webinars, but we used to record and then we put. So this is new where I'm live and I am telling you, it was scary the first day I was told.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, will I hack? Will I manage? What if I say the wrong thing? And I realized, okay, 1 minute. My thoughts are just taking me at a very spiral downward. So look at the
Yeah.
kind of thoughts you're having. All right. Eat well, balanced diet. Let's avoid a lot of junk. Eat well. There's nothing wrong with eating your githeri and enjoying your githeri. Eat your githeri very nicely,
Mm.
enjoy.
Mm.
These small things. Take a walk. Taking a walk
Mm.
is good. You see, when you're taking a walk, you're exercising your body. So you're
Exactly.
burning what we call cortisol hormones, which is the hormone for stress. Yeah.
Wow.
So when you burn the cortisol hormone, you burn it and increase your endorphins, which are your feel good hormones. So by the time you're done, you've burned out some few kilos, you've burnt out your stress hormones, and you're feeling good about yourself. Then something else is affirmations. Irrespective of
Mm.
what is going on, you need to affirm yourself every day.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good day. I'm going to have a good day and I'm going to succeed. That's it. But then you step out with a positive attitude towards your day, you're set and good to go. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing, Lucy. And it looks so simple, but sometimes it's very hard. And especially when you're
Mm,
working from home, you realize that you wake up by 8, you're busy doing everything. Then the whole
mm,
day you've been sitting, doing calls, doing emails, doing everything, and the
mm.
day is gone. But it takes you just to stop and say, you need to rest. You need to
Yes.
affirm yourself. You need to go for a
Mm,
walk, and all those things. Let me just read a few comments so that we can go on.
yes.
Charity begins, Maggie says, charity begins at home. Speak to a family member, pray, do a gratitude list to redirect your focus from the problem to promises fulfilled. Absolutely. Very
Mm,
important. Also, she says also, let go and let God. Absolutely. Sometimes you just need to let God.
Mm,
COVID,
mm,
there's nothing we can do about it.
mm, mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Natalie, thank you so much, Natalie, for coming in. Says, I like the idea of mindfulness. I don't do that. I don't do enough of that. What is mindfulness, Lucy? What does she mean?
Mindfulness is looking at the reality, accepting the reality, and living in the here and now.
Yeah.
All right. Living the here and now is we are having this live air program, yes, and we need to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
That's it. What
Yeah.
happens after here, we will worry about it when we get there. What
Wow.
happened before here has passed. It's in the past. Let it stay
Yeah.
there. But
Yeah.
enjoy the here and now. That
Yeah.
is what mindfulness is. And
Yeah.
that gives you a sense of peace and calmness and stability mentally, that you're even able to do so much, because we spend so much time worrying on the future and analyzing the past. If I had done this way, what would I have done? So at this point, mindfulness is here and now. Let's live here and now. Mindfulness, it sounds crude, but minding your own business, keep in your lane. Just Lucy, here and now, I'm doing this. Let me enjoy this, give it my all. After this, I'll know what to do after that. It's just
Yeah.
here now. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lucy, I like
Yes.
the way you keep it because it looks so simple.
It
But
needs
when
a
you're
lot
there,
of it needs a lot of practice. As much as I'm
yeah,
saying it is as though it's easy. If you had
yeah,
asked me this 6 months ago, I'd be like, you're joking. How do you not worry about the future?
yeah,
COVID came and I realized, my friend, I have to live here and now, because I don't know who I'll meet out there. Considering I work in a facility, a healthcare facility,
yeah,
we meet people coming in, coughing, sneezing. Hey, what? Life is short. I live here now. Future, I'll think about, you have plans, you have goals, you have plans. Yes. But I don't start worrying. Now, when I retire, how will I be living when I retire? I'm not even 40.
yeah,
But you can plan for retirement,
yeah,
saving, investments. That is what we need to do, but not sitting and worrying. Now, when I retire, how will life be? Will I be
yeah,
able to do my hair the way I do now? Ama, will I
yeah,
be able to
yeah,
here and now? Whatever happened in the past is in the past. Let's move forward.
yeah,
Let's live here and now
yeah,
and enjoy life. I mean, already
yeah,
COVID has come, restructuring, everything has gone helter skelter.
yeah,
You need to reset, factory reset yourself. Okay, 1 minute.
exactly. Yeah,
That's what we all need to do, factory reset.
yeah,
And now start from here. I focus on the here and now. I plan for the future. And like one of us said, let go and let God. By the way, vitu zingine you just let God and let work on here and now as by
yeah,
what you have planned for your life.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I like a question that Rosalind is asking. How do you help someone in this situation?
Can It would be good if she explained further what situation we are talking
I think
about.
that's the time we were talking about someone who's really, going down into depression and all that. How do
Okay.
you, yeah, help someone?
Okay. All right. Now, how do we help someone in this situation? Uh, One is them reaching out for help. You see, when you reach out for help, I'll help. But you see, it takes that step to say, I need the help. All right.
Yeah,
So once
yeah,
you reach out for help, of course, now with COVID, we're doing things more virtual. So we'll schedule an appointment and have the first session where we would want to hear, what is this that you're going through? All right.
mm,
And in counseling, we have active listening, listening to what you're saying and what you're not really saying, your nonverbals. Because if we look at Kenyans today and ask them, how are you? I'm fine. I'm okay. You see,
mm,
clearly, no, there's
oh,
something. There's something, niko sawa tu. I'm fine. Already, I can tell there's something. All right. So once you reach out for help, I listen to you and we walk through the journey of healing and recovery. Now I will take the history intake to understand what the problem is. I will take you through psychological assessment. Assessment is like a baseline. You see, when you go to the hospital, you're sent for lab tests to check how your liver is, how is your heart, all those tests, your blood level, your white blood cells, red blood cells, full hemogram. So in psychology, we have assessment tests, which we check your psychological all round. And we have a baseline of when we started. Then through there, depending on the severity or depending on how the depression is, I will take you through counseling. Or if I find your depression is too severe, I will refer you to a psychiatrist who will put you on medication. Then we'll go on with counseling to ensure that you're able to deal with all these issues, because the medication comes in to help with the neurotransmitters, which are normally minimal in terms of the brain, in the brain. So the medicine lifts the neurotransmitters. So when you come up and when you reach out for help, we're normally there to help you to go through the process of healing, the process of recovery, and you're able to actually get better and give you the necessary support which is needed. So, yes,
I'm back. The lights
I was
just went.
wondering.
No, it's raining. It just went off.
Oh, okay, okay. So
Let's
that's
go on.
what we do. And you
Yeah,
see, we also have what we call confidentiality. You see,
yeah,
once you come and talk to me, whatever you tell me is between me and you, unless you come and tell me I'm suicidal, I want to kill myself.
yeah,
Or me, by the way, me, this family of mine, I've had it. I'm going to kill all of them. And then I'll just break confidentiality
yeah,
immediately. Yes.
yeah.
Yes. And also in cases maybe where a child has been defiled or
Yeah,
there's rape, there I will have to break confidentiality. But
yeah.
confidentiality is the main ethical standard of counseling and psychology.
Yeah, yeah, interesting.
Yes.
You know, Lucy, one of
Mm.
the things is I realize with us, we've never gone through, I mean, we've never gone through hard times, like the way
Mm.
we've done for the last 2 years. I mean, when
Yes.
people have lost jobs, people have lost so much,
Mm.
yeah. And I think
Yes.
once you lose, there's always an aspect of feeling sorry for yourself. How then do you start balancing that? Because I mean, it's here and now. Yes, I know that today is fine. I've lost my job, but what will I do with my money? What will I do with my children? What will I do with my family? And especially even men, I mean, who are in families. How do you help them? How do you would you tell them to balance what is happening and what is going on right now?
Mm. First things first is what we call emotion regulation. You need to
Mm.
identify what you're feeling.
Yeah.
If you lose your job today,
Mm.
if one loses their job today, they need to allow themselves to grieve and mourn, because this is a loss. Yeah. So either all those feelings, you'll feel angry, you'll be upset, you'll be disgusted, you'll feel like crying. Once you identify what are you feeling, well, how does this make you feel? Yeah. And identify it, and then I feel sad and I feel annoyed. How now do you deal with these feelings you're going through? All right. Now, for the men, the saddest thing is they turn to alcohol. Yeah. And another thing we are really suffering is because men tend to have friends who are not really supportive,
Yeah.
and friends who we're just friends, but we're just friends for alcohol. We don't really talk the truth.
Yeah.
You know, I can't come to you now like Ivy. If you're boys, I tell you, Ivy, where? I'm telling you, but then me, I got fired. Me, I'm in trouble,
Yeah.
and I don't know how to take care of my family. There's
Yeah.
no business like that. Because
Yeah.
one, they'll be like, you mwanaume uvumilia. Mwanaume has to struggle. Mwanaume lazima was strong.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no more strength left in him. Now, you see, that is
Yeah.
where we need support systems.
Yeah.
And that is where men need to understand the importance of having support systems. It doesn't have
Mm.
to be your wife, it doesn't have to be your sister. It can be like you need to have 3, 4 friends who are true and real to you. There's a
Mm.
time when one of our celebrities, Jalango, was in trouble.
Yeah.
And he said, that's the day I knew who my friends are.
Mm.
You know, but you don't need to reach that point when you've hit rock bottom. Is when you're okay. Kumbe, these were not my friends. You need to have that support system. For me, case example, I really know I have 5 best. I have good 5 friends, 5, and I think for me that's it in life. 5 support system, 5. If I don't
Yeah.
get A, I get B, and if by God grace all of them are free at the same time, I get all 5 of them. And if one of us is in trouble, we all step up and be there for that other person.
Yeah.
So we need to have strong support systems. Then we need to understand for men, it is okay to feel
Mm.
whatever it is you're feeling. Is it sadness?
Mm.
Is it anger? Is it frustration? It's okay to feel. One problem we have with African men is mwanaume, a man has to be strong. A man has
Exactly.
to vumilia. You have to show people you're fine. Even when
Yeah.
you're broke, it is okay to cry. Because you see, crying, you're
Exactly.
also cleaning the soul, you're removing the
Yeah.
pain, now. That is why for us women, it is easier to
To.
deal with certain issues. Because when
Yeah.
it becomes too much, you just open the shower and cry. Now,
Exactly.
for those of us who are mothers, when you, mom, why are you crying? And no, it's not crying. It is soap that entered the eyes. You need to know what to tell these children. So it is okay. It's okay to
Yeah.
cry.
Yeah.
Alcohol never solves anything at all. At all.
Absolutely.
So when you're
Yeah.
going through, when you're going through all these things with the COVID pandemic you're going through,
Yes.
first things first, identify what you're feeling. What am I
Mm.
feeling? Because you can
Mm.
be a walking time bomb. We are in
Mm.
Kenya, we are walking time bombs. If
Mm.
you haven't noticed, even in traffic, you just stay in traffic, you don't go, you go as a lady, you're busy thinking of where to get potatoes and onions and forget to look at your lights again. Beep! Hey, what's going on? What's going on? It's just
Yeah.
2 seconds. So everyone is on edge, everyone is irritable, we're working time ones. People need to take a step back and self-evaluate. What
Mm.
am I going through? What am I feeling? And what is my support system? That is where now
Mm.
psychological resilience comes in.
Yeah.
Psychological resilience is the ability to bounce back when you're going through a hard situation in life.
Mm.
Yes.
Amazing. Amazing. And I like a question Lucy has asked. How do I factory reset? We talked about reset a lot. How do you
Factory
factory
resetting.
reset? Yes.
First things with factory reset is time out. Just
Mm.
take time out. You don't have to
Yeah.
go to Mombasa, Naivasha, Nakuru. Just take a place in your house where you know the chair is comfortable. My friend,
Reset.
and just sit. The way I've sat nicely. Just sit. Keep quiet, just sit. And now start looking. There's a time hey, but in that corner. Hey,
What's
corner, why? Why is that? Because now your time out. And you're just
yeah.
sitting and listening to yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, hey, of late my head up it aches, eh? Because you see,
Yeah.
when you're constantly on the move, wake up, move, wake up, go, wake up. When will you have a rest? I mean, that is
Mm.
even why when we have our laptops, our phones, it asks us update. That's what factory update the phone. So you need to update yourself. Updating yourself is just sitting, breathe in, breathe out,
Yeah.
and listen to yourself. Hey,
Yeah.
and this back, hey, this place is aching. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, that guy head. Wow. But then I'm feeling tired on my
Mm.
shoulders.
Mm.
When you start listening to your body, that's how your factory is setting. Then again,
Absolutely.
how am I feeling? As you're busy listening to your body, you're also listening to your feelings. How am I
Mm.
feeling? Yeah, today I'm feeling so frustrated. Go
Mm.
through it. Don't avoid it. Don't try and run away, maneuvers. Don't be a matatu. Rongai matatus are the ones that maneuver and end up in trouble. Just sit in your traffic and listen to your body. I
Mm.
feel so frustrated. Go through it. What
Yeah.
makes me feel frustrated? What is this that's frustrating me? Clients are not paying. Okay. So clients are not paying. But then what's going on? People don't have money. Okay. So people
Mm.
don't have money. What do I do now?
Mm.
Okay, let me give them. And now 1 month, we see how things are going. You've dealt with your frustration with your clients.
Mm.
Delegate. You can't be doing everything all by yourself.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Hey, Lucy, deep stuff, deep stuff. Let me tell you. I mean,
Mm,
this season has taught us to literally
yes.
listen to ourselves and listen to exactly what we need to do. And I think
So much company.
factory reset is going to be very, very important for everyone. I think I did my factory reset 2 weeks ago. I just sat and listened to myself, did absolutely not so much, decided to walk, to take walks, decided to smell the roses, as someone said, and just identify really what you're going through. But we have to get there because there's a lot of pressure that is going on. There's a lot of things. As you see, Lucy is working from home and the baby is there. So you can imagine you have pressure from your boss and the baby is there and you're wondering, what do you do? That kills some
I'm
of
telling
us.
you.
So you have to research and you have to go on. Let me
Mm,
read something from Lucy, who said, I have noted in Nairobi, it's like we are all in a hurry. If you walk
mm.
slowly, others will knock your shoulder. If you drive slowly, people will keep on hooting.
I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
It reached a point I stopped going to town during the day. Because
Yes.
okay, 1 minute. I have to be the sober one. So because I need to go to town and do my things in town, that means I have to wake up early. I'm in town by 8:30. By
Yeah.
11, I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah.
God. So you see now I've learned to adjust. You see, you need to sit down,
Exactly.
look at the changes and adjust because everyone is in a hurry. And I don't know where we're hurrying to because clearly the
Mm.
economy, even if we run all of us, clearly the economy is still the way it is.
Yeah.
Everyone is in a hurry looking for money, looking for this, looking for this. And if you look at now, curfew is 8. You have to be out of town by 6:30.
I
Or
know.
else you will meet GSU waiting for you. Now, for those of us who are very fit, we're in trouble. We are just in trouble. So we were used to working till 8:30 or 9
Mm.
o'clock. You go home at 9:30. You meet the baby. You cheza kidogo nini nini. She sleeps 11. You sit. You're working again, knowing tomorrow she'll work again till. But now time has reduced. There's little time left.
Mm.
Little time left. So you just have to sit and adjust, change what needs to be changed, and adjust to it. I was
Mm.
never used to working home on these platforms, Zoom and webinars. For me, it was new. The first days I used to get so frustrated because my daughter wants to sit here. Surely we're having meetings with my bosses. She said, reached a point I said, you know what? I can't fight it. Come
Yeah.
sit here, but keep quiet. So she
Yeah.
sits through a whole meeting and she sits, just listen. But you ask her, what are you listening? What's she doing? And she'll sit. At some point, she'll forget. Mom, nataka maziwa. Oh God. To a point now, my boss told me, okay, Lucy, let's all take a break. Lucy to go get milk for the baby as we take coffee. I'm like,
Yeah.
wait. So we have to learn to adjust. So for me,
Yeah.
adjust. There's no need of bottling so much, getting too angry. It's
Mm.
just not healthy. It's not healthy.
Yeah.
It's not healthy. It's not
Yeah.
healthy. Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you,
Yes.
Lucy. And
Kabisa.
I
And
like what
also
you said.
something else I forgot
Yes.
is laugh. Have stories. Laugh. For those of us who have children, these children have stories. You will fall down laughing. So for me,
Yeah.
I've learned time out. My daughter, she
Mm.
will kill me till I'm like, okay, it's enough. Let's go. It's enough. So now she's learned to play hide and seek. Oh
Yeah.
Lord. So we're busy hiding and seeking. You
Yeah.
see, for the time I'm running around, we're busy laughing, giggling, giggling. I've burnt enough stress hormones and good to go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing. Amazing. I don't know about you, but I've learned a lot. I mean, in this, we have to factory reset. We have to actually apply everything. We have to look back and rest. There's nothing much you can do. If you're running a
Mm,
business right now, things have closed down. You have to sit back and see what else. Sometimes we look at our problems and think they're so big, like
mhm.
customers are not paying. I like what you said. Ask yourself, why are the customers not paying? Are they all the customers? Most probably it's
Mm,
just a few customers. Maybe you just
yes.
need to change the way you want to do that, to do it. So it's actually
Mm,
for us as entrepreneurs to look at the triggers that are going on. When you're
yes.
tired, rest. When you feel overwhelmed, you know what? Cut off. It is okay to
Mm,
do that. And I think that's why the point where it is okay for us to say we are not okay. We
mm,
don't
mm,
say that, it's okay. When some Ukwazi, I am fine, I'm very fine. But you're not
mm,
fine, it's okay to say I am not fine. I need time out, I need to sit, I need to try. I know I love traveling, but I can't travel. Let me sit and just get a travel mind in my head and move on.
mm,
A factory
yes.
reset is gonna be very important. Let me just read
Mm,
a few things, then we finish up.
yes.
Uh Natalie says factory reset, a must, Natalie. She also says, yes, working from home is not easy when you have kids. Well done, Lucy. I can see Lucy has managed it very well. Yeah, Lucy, interesting. I have to reset this work very well. Lucy, you have to do it. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm,
Rosalind, factory reset more often. My takeaway, absolutely. We have Anastasia also. Great conversation. Thank you, Anastasia. I mean, let me tell you, Lucy, this is a
mm,
conversation we don't have a lot. We don't
yes.
have. I mean, we are
Mm,
all running around. We are all panicking. When closure happens, we all panic together. No one goes
yes.
back to think, you know what, stop. It's
Mm,
okay. What
mm,
can we do now? And then reset. Because this is a season where we have to keep on resetting all the time. You think we
yes.
are moving like this, then you realize again we have to be locked down. Again, there's vaccine. Again, there's so much going on. So
Yes.
resetting every time is gonna be very, very critical. What
Mm.
is your parting shot as we finish up?
As we are factory resetting, it is good
Yes.
to be aware of what you're feeling. Your feeling
Mm,
and your thoughts are very important. Taking care of your
yeah.
mental health. You see, before we used to think mental health is just something easy. And I've noticed a lot of people say, I'm depressed, meaning I'm stressed. And I'm like, 1 minute, you even know what you're saying. There's no
Mm,
need of labeling something on yourself and you're not really depressed. Just because
yeah.
you're feeling sad doesn't mean you're depressed, because depression is a brain, something that comes with a brain chemical imbalance, which is not something
Mm,
light to be taken care of, to be taken,
mm,
taken lightly. If you feel there is need to reach out for help, reach out for help. There are many psychologists, but take care, don't go to quacks. You can always reach out to me.
yes.
You can always reach out to me and come and get psychosocial support, counseling,
yes.
and always, sorry, and always and always remember that your mental health is very important. You need to take
Yes.
care of yourself. You need to love yourself. Take care of
Mm,
yourself. Love yourself. Because before you love yourself, you'll just be running around helter skelter without a forward, backwards, or sideways. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of your physical. Just let me take care of our physical. Take care of
mm,
your mental. Sleep
yeah.
well. Eat well. Exercise. Take time out.
Yeah.
Mindfulness. Live the here and now. And if you want
Yeah.
to reach out for help, it is okay. Ivy will give out my number and my
Yes.
contact, how to reach out to me. I am
Yeah.
here to help. If I see you day one and I see you need a couples therapist, a family therapy,
Mm,
that kind of family therapy, no problem. I will get you someone. So reach
mm,
out. We're here to help you and support you all through, and be there for one another. Be a support system to
absolutely.
one another. Look out for your friends. Look out for your families and colleagues. Be
Mhm.
patient with one another as entrepreneurs.
Mm,
Have a strong network system where you can support
exactly.
one another.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
Lucy, thank you so much. I have to mention this. When I saw your daughter coming in and just sitting there, I thought about the people like me who are very like things all together. You can imagine that we are in this factory
Mm,
reset and you have to sit with your children and they have to
yes.
come into a show like this. And you're thinking, what
Mm,
are you doing? And you all get stressed out. For me, what
Yes.
I'm learning is, I've learned in this season is to let go. If
Yes.
electricity goes away, that is fine. If
Mm.
kids come in and they're playing, that is fine. If a whole bottle falls down, it's okay. There's no
Yes.
problem. We are going to
No
just
problem.
keep on resetting,
Mm.
you know.
Yes,
So,
we
I
just
mean,
keep
amazing.
moving. Yes.
You keep on closing. Thank you so
Yes.
much. Let me just read the final ones. From no, that one I've read it. Anastasia Anjenga, amazing and interesting discussion. Factory reset and laughter a must. I mean, you have to find, I always say you have to find ways of laughing. These days, there are
Yes.
so many videos, even on Facebook. You realize you just
Mm.
watch and you start laughing. Find those things that just make you laugh. Your kids
Yes.
also, your family
Yes.
members, those are some of the things
Mm.
that you need to do. Natalie also says, thank you. Thank you. Great discussion. Thank you, Natalie, for coming in. Lucy, as always, thank you for bringing such important topics. I really amazing. Trust you me, this topic, I had to bring it because it's very personal to me. I had burnout for the last 2 weeks. So I had to go slow. I had to learn
Yes.
to reset. I had to look
Mm.
at things, I had to let go of some things. So it becomes very easy when we have these discussions all together. Thank you so
Yes.
much. Lucy, how can we find you? Where do we find you?
Um, you can. I'm a practicing psychologist in Nairobi, in
Yeah,
Makueni, in Machakos. So you can get me on Facebook. My name is Grace Mongeli.
yeah.
I give up my number, right?
Yes.
My number is 0701
0701
428
428
759.
759.
Yes, and just in case you call and hear my daughter speaking and say hello, just know the phone is coming to where I am. Don't worry. I have a personal assistant.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah,
Again,
so feel free to reach
yeah,
out. We're here to help you. I'm gonna
yeah,
help 100%. And thank you,
yeah.
Ivy, for having me.
You're
It's been a
welcome.
great discussion. Hope to have
Yeah,
more with you guys.
yeah.
And keep
Awesome.
smiling. Life
Keep
is too
smiling, keep
short.
laughing.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes,
Again, I mean, for everyone who has attended, thank you so much again for coming in. Let's
yes.
do factory reset. Don't get stressed up. There's
Mm,
always a solution. Sometimes you may sit and think, all is not well, but all is well. Trust you me,
yes.
all is well. There's always a solution to something. So reach
Mm,
out as much as possible. Get yourself your 5 friends. I like what you said. Get yourself your circle of tribe. If you're in business, if you're in your job, get someone who can support you. There are so many avenues that can do that. Also, try and see what triggers are there. Be very cognizant of what the triggers are and try and work on them as much as possible. I am believing that none of us will find ourselves in depression or anything. Don't get there. There's always a solution for everyone. Again, thank you so much. Next week, I'll be actually having a legal mind to just show you how you need to put your legal things together, in
yes.
business.
Mm,
Sometimes it's not very easy. You want to do business shortcuts, when people don't pay you, start saying people are not paying you, but you never did any contracts. Yeah,
mm,
but thank you again. This is Ivy Siovata from the Incubator Nest Hub. Lucy Kimeu, I really, really appreciate you. Say hi to your beautiful daughter. Again,
I
asanteni
will.
sana. For everyone who's attended, God bless you. Thank you so much. Lucy,
All
just
right.
hold on there.
Okay.